Welcome to the student walkthrough video for GCSE History, Paper 2, Question 3. We will look at how the question is constructed, how to answer it, and tips on what makes a good answer. We have other videos available for this paper as a whole and also for each question in detail. Question 3 is asking you to explain the importance of an event, person, or development in relation to something else. It's assessing your understanding of the concepts of historical significance and consequence. This means you should focus on why it mattered or what difference it made for the event issue in the second part of the question, which we'll call why. You are given 3 options of which you should select 2. When discussing the significance of an event, you should be able to explain its impact and the way it changed the situation or attitudes at the time. Each is worth 8 marks, so you should spend around 12 minutes or 15 minutes if you have extra time answering each. It's useful to consider the question in 2 parts, the importance of X for Y. So here, the X part I've highlighted in blue. The Paxton Boys for the Y part, government in Pennsylvania. The importance of the Boston Tea Party, the X, for relations with Britain, the Y part. So think of it as the importance of X for Y. Writing an answer just on the X part, the importance of the Boston Tea Party, would really limit your marks if not linked to relations with Britain. Take this non-history example. The topic given is the British weather, X, and there are 3 different potential Y parts to the question. So the why part of the question really matters. An answer about the importance of the British weather for the mood of the British people would contain very different information in comparison to a question about the importance of the weather for Wimbledon or on the health services. Remember how an event development mattered or what difference it made can be both positive, negative, and both. See how the information in an answer could vary depending upon the why part of the question. Playing conditions would be relevant to a question on the importance of the British weather for Wimbledon, but not for the mood of the British people. So the why part of the question will impact the choices you make over relevant knowledge to apply to a question. Back now to our history examples, and these ones from the superpower option. The importance of the Yalta Conference, February 1945, for relations between East and West. The X part of the question here being Yalta Conference and the Y part being relations between East and West. This here is a candidate's full response, and this high-performing answer received the maximum 8 marks. The answer here has a consistent focus on why Yalta, X, mattered for relations between East and West, the Y part of the question, and notice how they keep coming back to it throughout their answer. There is secure analysis of importance, why Yalta mattered or what difference it made for relations between East and West, and this is continued throughout, as highlighted in red. Relations were good, they were agreeing to help each other. This agreement strengthened East and West relations. The analysis is supportive of accurate and relevant information. There are brief details of the agreement as well as which countries were involved. Notice how the answer doesn't drift into just explaining what happened at Yalta and the ins and outs of every agreement. The candidate keeps the focus on the why part of the question. Let's take a look at another example, here from the American West topic. The importance of the Gold Rush, 1849, for migration to the West. This is the candidate's full answer, and they were awarded the full 8 marks available. In a similar way to the previous answer we've looked at, the focus on the why question is evident throughout the candidate's answer. This candidate explains and analyses the importance of the gold rush for migration to the West, rather than just describing the importance of the gold rush generally. Analysis, as shown in red here, is very strong. This candidate clearly knows what difference the gold rush made for migration to the West. For example, they discuss mass migration as a consequence and the increase of speed of settlement in the West. Knowledge and understanding supports their explanation with references to California trails and Chinese migration. Positive and negative impacts of migration are confidently discussed, including economic benefits, racism, and lawlessness. This answer does everything the examiner is looking for, and so is given the full 8 marks. Here are some sample question 3 questions for all the options for this paper. They may be useful for you to practice. Just a brief recap on the top tips discussed throughout this video. And that brings us to the end of this walkthrough video for question 3. Remember, we have videos for every question available on each paper. More information for students can be found on our website under Student Support. And good luck in your upcoming exams.